What's up, everybody? Welcome. Monday. We made it. We're alive. Lived through another weekend to tell the story. What is up, everybody? Those three of you who are here. Repunch Cheesy Noob with a 7+3 challenge. Just to be weird, he has to make it 7+3. Omar with a 6+3. Close. You guys are close. Close enough. I don't care. Whatever. I've been doing 7+5 now for like 2 years, but it's cool. Alright. Yeah, it's okay. Cheesy Noob has been away. They just let him out of the sanitarium again recently. So it's cool. I think the last time he played, it was 7+3. Hey, it's Miro. With a sense of humor. 15+6, obviously. Good one. Nice to see someone with an actual sense of humor here. This was where Acerbate resigned yesterday. Dude, what is he doing? Like, why would you play 8 moves and resign? What do you think the reason why he resigns after like 8 moves is? His roommates are threatening to beat him up if he doesn't let them use the computer, or that's my theory. Must be some internal conflict. Repunch, do you have like a box of random questions? Like, just like pick one out of the box like every time you come to the stream. Alright. Yeah, you are first. First to go. The first to go. 7+5, casual. No rated. No, you're not a fool. Don't say such. Don't say such nonsense. Asking foolish questions doesn't mean it's not a foolish question. It's a random question. That's all. There are no foolish questions, only foolish answers. Wow. Did you hear that? It's like quote material. Somebody already probably said that. But I'm going to take credit for it. That's like something you read in a fortune cookie. Wow. You're pumped up by that draw. Draw and the lost ending. Alright. You're talking about like after the simul. He was so psyched to draw that winning position. Actually, Arsenal was never winning, clearly, but he had a tremendous opening. Alright. I don't know. What's up with me? Are you playing the Benko or something? Play random opening. Nice job, Arsenal. 2300 blitz. Quite respectable. Catalan is... yeah, it's a little on the boring side. It's like the London system, but on Phoenix had a... same principle. Robotic and boring. For the first game of the day. Trying to do something consistently. Man, I could do with some consistency, huh? Chess, I'm pretty consistent. Not everything, though. I guess the more you do something, the more consistent you become. Makes sense. Masturbates late or early? He's early. He's gone back in time. You're only allowed 3 dazzles of pay. You're only allowed three dazzles of pay. Is that what I just said? You're only allowed 3 puzzles a day because I haven't given them money. Are you freaking kidding me? What? What? You mean on the evil chess site? Dude. What are they owned by Elon Musk? That's ridiculous, dude. Seriously, I mean, they're like the Tesla of chess sites. Do you guys know that like Ford is going to like destroy Tesla? It's like 120-year-old company. They're just like owning them and like taking their market share. Because Elon Musk is going to drive Tesla into the ground. Alright. Yeah, 120-year-old company is way more flexible. I love this site, the lichess. I know the puzzles aren't great because they're not like manicured. You know, to have really manicured puzzles, you have to have somebody, you know, like a puzzle librarian paid to like go through the puzzles. I mean, I understand that. Well, I don't know, man, Arsenal. I don't think like you can, you know, intermix like Tesla with SpaceX. They're like different companies, you know, there's laws about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, Elon, you could change it to like, I'm not trying to say like Elon Musk will be ruined. We're just talking about Tesla. There was this one thing, this guy bought a Tesla, and then like a month later they lowered the price of his Tesla by like $13,000. He lost all like resale value, almost all the resale value in his car, like a month after buying it. It's just totally crazy shit, man. It's a horrible company. You can't run a company like a dictatorship. You don't lose $13,000 of your car value. I know you lose money, dude, but this was like a lot. Right. Exactly, SRB. When you buy a Ferrari, you know that. Do you think people who buy Ferraris care? Jesus Christ. Are we allowed to ask questions during the game? You can ask questions, but no arguing or sarcastic answers. And no disagreeing under any circumstances with what I say. Especially, and this is very important, we never disagree with the streamer on a Monday morning. All right? You don't start arguing on Monday morning. I don't care about other days, but you don't do it on Monday morning, no matter what. Are we allowed? Yeah, that was Bangtown, California. Okay. God, the guy's such a scumbag. Very few things set me off. Donald Trump is worse. And maybe Vladimir Putin. Other than that, he's a visionary bullshit artist. Also a freaking racist. Let's go. Hey, it's Monday morning. Wait, you're just dropping a pawn? No. You would never do that. I have knight takes f7. Knight takes f7. Why do I have to list my reasons for you? Is it required? Like, if I don't like someone, we have to list them for you here? Should I send a written explanation? Privileged guy who grew up in South, a white man from South Africa. Whatever, dude. He's a privileged little baby. Are you serious, dude? Dude, I mean, come on. I sacked a piece. Alright, dude, whatever. I'm done. Totally done. Totally. It's a conspiracy. He was abused. Obviously. He dropped him on his head. Any positive things at all about Elon Musk and your band? But it's not simply that. It's the nature of his aggressive sort of interrogation of me. He's obviously spoiling for a fight. You could just feel it. I don't understand where it comes from. Alright. Made me tilt my chess game, dude. I was just gonna time him out, but it's enough, dude. I mean, it's just inevitable, you know? I was gonna just try to time him out. Maybe he would stop, but it's just like, it's gonna happen. You know, he's gotta do it. Get it out of the system. And then when you feel better, you can come back. To argue with me about everything I say, just on principle, it's like so annoying, dude. You're like 5 years old. Half the world hates Nylon Mask, but staunchly defending him. I mean, I have to list the things he's done that are like horrible. Really? God, dude. What do you mean you don't get it? What do you want? What am I supposed to get, man? Jumpin' Jackson. I tilted because I got in an argument with the guy on my stream and I sacked a piece unsoundly. I don't think there's anything to get here. I mean, Bishop G2 is definitely his move, but don't, give any spoilers while we're playing. No need for spoilers that like decisively end the game. I'm in a good mood. It's Monday, man. I was fine till Arsenal started being combative about Elon Musk. I mean, seriously, dude. He knows better than that. But if it hadn't been that, it would have been something else. See, that's the thing. It doesn't even matter. If it's not Elon Musk, it's another thing that I would take a side on. He'd be like, "Why? You know, why do you hate Putin?" It's just the principle of the thing. You're arguing for the sake of arguing. You just find a reason to do it. You know, it's like, whatever. That's not happening on Monday morning. And he just ignores me. I'm like, don't do it on Monday morning. Just keeps doing it. You definitely don't. Well, it's an intuitive sacrifice. It's a blitz game. I mean, basically, call it what you want, but I tilted. I thought maybe it would work, but I wasn't sure. I mean, I know that after knight f7 I'm sacking a piece, right? It was sound. But I'm telling you, I was totally tilted with Arsenal arguing with me about Elon Musk. And I made this intuitive sacrifice. But it probably requires like perfect. It would require like perfect execution to even be equal here. I didn't think I had enough compensation. Knight f7. I'm mad. That's what it freaking stands for. Don't provoke me on Monday mornings. Why do I have to write a list for the reasons I hate Nylon Mask? Like, really? So you can understand better? So I can have a full-fledged political discussion about someone I detest? Why? Just drop it, you know? d6 is equal. So bishop takes g2. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just hoping to get a rook check in. I'm very lucky that this works at all. I don't even know how it works. I was just kind of gambling. Obviously, rook e7 check allows queen e7. But maybe I have something here. Could I play like queen takes here? His queen's hanging and his bishop's hanging. Obviously, that was my plan. No, he has queen b7 there. And that's definitely bad. I think. I think it is. Alright, so the variation the computer gives is queen g2. Okay, I don't know what I would have played. I guess queen g2. It's a pity to take the queen off the rook, though. So it happens that I have enough compensation here. It happens sometimes. The blind nut gets a squirrel. What am I gonna do, man? You can't trade queens with queen there, man. All kinds of forks all over the place, so then I come to e5. All I can say is that it's like Arsenal's challenging me? He's still challenging me? Well, as long as he can't talk, I don't mind him. He can talk about Elon Musk on his stream all he wants to. This is my stream. Alright. What does IM stand for? Immature. Mother beep or bleep. Let's think of some other interesting things. I can't play another freaking... Oh my god, the Slav again. No, that was the Catalan. I'm gonna mess you up. Nothing for white. God, this second boring game. Now he's gonna treat his bishop for knight. I'm sorry, I'll just not play d4. I mean, if all people are gonna do is play the Slav. Jeez, we had the... Well, Queen's Gambit in the first game, now Slav. And which is worse. I can't believe he didn't take on f3. Yeah, Jumpin' Jackson was right, of course. Like, Bishop to h2 is the best, but it's nice to know that my intuition is... Even on tilt, I'm capable of making an unsound sacrifice that's sound. Now, I felt it intuitively, but I don't like to do that on the stream. I mean, when I'm playing serious chess, I like to actually work things out, rather than just gamble. Most people just play Blitz and they're just gambling, you know, maybe it works. I don't know, you know. That's how most people play. No, man, I mean, it's calculation, it's straightforward. Bishop to h2 is a forcing move. It's the first move you should look at. I didn't calculate at all. I'm just playing on intuition. Because it's Monday morning. I have, like, weekend hangover. Not literal hangover, but... like, weekends have been pretty tough. For some reason, after Simul Monday mornings, I'm... Why do I want to play King E2 here? Is that really a good idea? It's an endgame. That's why. I'm sorry for the boring game. I just have to stop playing d4. Because people will do this Slav London system crap. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Dude, Tesla will just stop. There are cases where the auto-driving Teslas just came to a full stop in the middle of the street. Like, for no reason whatsoever. You're driving along and it just, like, stops in the middle of the street. The whole concept of, like, automatic driving cars is, like, you know, I don't know, man. It's, like, 20 years away or something. I mean, there's no way you can do that shit, you know? You're gonna, like, risk your life? That's bullshit. I mean, he's making false promises, claiming they'll have auto-driving cars. There's, like, a disclaimer, you know? We probably will be on Mars before Teslas can safely be auto-driving. And by then Tesla will be, like, done as a company. You want a robot control your driving? I think, yeah, a little testing. A few decades of testing will probably be necessary first. Before you start risking people's lives with it. But what would he care about people's lives, right? I just hung my H-pawn. God. I didn't anymore, but I did on the last move. That's funny. It's not hanging anymore. Formerly known as a hanging pawn. Astrobate, why are you resigning simul games? I want to know, did your roommate threaten to beat you up because you wouldn't let him use the computer? We had an interesting opening, you know. I was perplexed and you just resigned. What's that about? It's weird not having Mr. Coffee here. He's away at school. Moderator school. School for mods. So this is the second year in a row where Cheesy Noob just dropped his D pawn. Oh, sacrificed. Every few years, every day. Did you know that like every single day that there's like a mass shooting, there's some fraudsters like using it as a way of scamming people? That's what they do now. They target mass shootings for like making up like fake fundraisers. How sick is that? They're just waiting for the next mass shooting so they can create a GoFundMe page and steal people's monies. Really, literally every day. It's sick. Any kind of like, you know, tragedy, there's a charlatan waiting to profit from. Right. No, of course. I'm just saying, you know, you gotta, like, not rush these things. And poisoning the environment, you know, we're not doing it because we really want to, you know. I mean, dude just hung a piece. I mean, you gotta trust regulators. I especially trust online poker regulators. Should we take the Arsenal fan challenge? I'm gonna play him. Maybe he'll just like crush me. Maybe he'll abort the challenge. I don't know, but he didn't cancel the challenge. I don't hate you. I just don't want to argue. Play the French. He's banned. He's banned for being combatively stating his opinions and tilting me. For being too verbally combative. Once he made me shut down the stream. This was like 2 years ago. No, I'm not going to bring him back. He made me actually so pissed that I actually like just canceled the stream, dude. Toxic masculinity. I'm going to bring him back. This is weird. What am I thinking? It's the Budapest Gambit, right? But I should have the pawn on d2. Oh, I'm forgetting. Alright. It was knight on f3. Knight f3, e6, e4. Pawn takes pawn? No, that doesn't make sense. Something with knight f3. This is unsound. Yes, I know. F3, H6. Knight c4, knight c4, queen check. No. Can't do F3. I guess we do knight c3. Oh, it's just a long timeout. It's not a ban, Bijak. It's a cool down period. We won't call it. Don't call it a comeback. It's not a timeout. It's a comeback. Let's put a positive spin on it. It's Arsenal's comeback. You gotta, look at the positive thing. At least it's not Bob. Right. Bishop b4. What would my teammate do? Still can't do f3. This is interesting. Completely unsound, but interesting. Yeah. This is a really dubious gambit, of course. Queen e2. I think I go for a3. No, then he'll play h6. How bad is it? It's pretty bad. That's what I was talking about streaming yesterday. It's an excuse to talk to yourself and get away with it. One other option. There's one other option. Is Bishop c4 an option? Stupid, right? I forgot that Arsenal plays the French. See, I like him better when he's muted. Alright, whatever. It's just for fun. If I lose, I lose. Chess is fun. Suvik asked for the Caro-Kann. Would I play the Caro-Kann? I'd rather play the black side of the Caro-Kann than play against it. We're getting boring openings today, but the French, okay, at least this is fun. You made it so bad I resigned out of sheer terror. Why did you resign, Asterbate? You never answer my question. Was your roommate threatening to beat you up for the computer? Or you had to go somewhere? Was there a non-chess reason for you resigning the game in the simul yesterday? Is what I'm getting at. Because it was interesting, you played the roommate variation and you found a novelty, Bishop b5. Which is not good, but it was surprisingly difficult to figure it out. I found an unbelievable variation with the computer. I can show you. That was insanely complex. Accountability. Oh shit. Not that word. The A word. Now I have to do like Queen A4 or something. I mean Queen B5. No, that's not gonna fly either. McFly. Juicebox Wizard, thanks for subscribing. Damn, where did the time go? I know. I wasn't old before I started streaming. Now I'm old. Move 11 played in a tournament yesterday, and he sent me a message like, "Oh, I'm gonna play this old guy in the last round." I'm like, okay. So I looked the guy up, and he's like 6 years older than me. Damn, dude. All right. That's not old, man. When you say old, it makes someone sound like over 70 or something. But I'm telling you, depends on where you're from. I'm lucky. I'm privileged. I'm a privileged white person. Relatively so. Bishop E3. Damn, dude. The knight C6 is like best move. What am I gonna do? Queen B5, A6, Queen A4, Queen B5, Bishop D7 bothered me. That's the problem with that. Jesus, what a position. I might as well just resign. Knight C6. He doesn't take the pawn, he attacks it with a knight. That's annoying. Shit. I'm just gonna lose on time. It's a freaking disaster. I'm down a pawn and worse strategically. Are you serious? J2009. He's playing another game. Rated. Forget it, dude. What a disaster this game is. Well, I might as well exchange. Or should I? Famous last question. Just lost. No good ever came of resigning. Vike the God. Well, sometimes the challenges vanish if you close the window, and then they'll come back. The other guys challenged me to raid it, and I'm obviously in a good mood today, so that's definitely not happening. This is what happens when you provoke me on a Monday morning. I get tilted and pissy. Queen F6. Whoa! Castle! It has good control of E4. This could have been worse. Ryujin has followed. I am a Superman has followed. But I still take the challengers who are subscribers to the stream first. Schumacher, Shuvik, or Suvik. Good morning. Got off to a bad start today. You guys know never provoke me on Monday morning. Unless you want to piss me off, then you do it on purpose, which is what I assume was happening. But I'm slowly recovering now. Cool down. Oh my god. Knight takes c2 check. So sick. Bishop takes check. He did it the other way. Oh. That was a close one. I just dodged the bullet. Actually, I don't know if I dodged the bullet or not. But we'll see. No, I prefer chess. Honestly. We didn't dodge the bullets yet. Oh. Alright, dude. Sorry. Stop that. Absolutely. Absolutely right. He's not banned, man. He's having a little timeout. Yeah. Timeouts are good for the soul. Not even Sundays. It's getting worse than I thought. All my pawns are in the wrong color. Play what move? Once he trades rooks, it's a draw. He has a huge initiative, basically winning position. But, you need the heavy pieces on board to win the game. And the more heavy pieces, the better. Sometimes one rook's enough, but he should really keep the queens and the rooks on the board. His problem is that he gets too excited with the time, so he blows a lot of winning positions. He plays better when he's losing than when he's winning. It was totally winning for black. Obviously, this gambit just doesn't work. Not only is the gambit unsound, but I even played it badly after that. It's that bad, though. It's like negative 2.5. Horrible. Yeah, so the moment it's like a bishop endgame, it's a draw. Yeah, luckily, because his a7 pawn is hanging, but okay. I played the opening. The stupid opening. He plays too quick and the other opponent's time pressure. Okay, there's something I don't understand. Schumacher, you were in the simul list yesterday and then you didn't play? Is that what happened? You like dropped out? Because I was like looking for you in the simul and you weren't there. Orthoschnap. Is that what this is called? You weren't there at all. That's even weirder. So I had a hallucination that you were there. Wow, that's so crazy. I was like looking for your game after the simul. I was like, wait. Sometimes it plays weird tricks with me. The simul list. Bertzish Dav. Play the Satovsky variation. This was my home analysis in tournament like 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? Holy shit. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ. Maybe it was a... Wow. My last Rigo tournament? Maybe it was 2000? That was 3 years ago? Okay, it was like 2.5 years ago. The end of... Did I say 2000? 2020? It's like 2000, except it has an extra 20. 2020, December? Is that right? Yeah, there's this crazy move black can play, like knight to b4, but it's very, very, very bad idea. Alright. It's such a bad idea, it's grammatically incorrect. Passive but solid. 2000. I said that right. It's a Monday morning. That's why I don't want people to argue with me. I can't even... Dude, I can't even, like, communicate properly What's the idea here? Chess. IQP. You know me. It's the IQP. But I don't know the theory very well, and I should probably study it deeply. The idea is that the French sucks, and I hate playing against it. But, you know, he doesn't even play the French, so he's doubly screwed. You know, French players hate this variation because it's kind of open. Secondly, he doesn't even play the French. This is a particularly good move against people who don't play the French, you know, obviously. He's playing c4, e6 to get a queen's gambit. You can't do it against, you know, like, I don't know, Karpov, maybe? Yeah, Karpov would know what he's doing, right? Even though he didn't really play the French much. You can't use this if you're Korchnoi against Karpov. He'd be like, alright, fine. I know how to play. No, the French drives me crazy. It's the only way you get an open position against the French. I remember, like, being surprised at seeing, I remember in the 90s, Maurice Ashley used to play c4. And I remember, you know, against the French, exchanging c4, and I'm thinking, oh, that's stupid, you know. But it's not really. Even though objectively it's not like a testing variation, I think, you know, the important thing is that you get a position that stylistically works. French players generally want a really locked game. But he's not a real French player, so it doesn't work as well here. But honestly, I don't know what I expect him to do. He has to play d5. To be honest, Shimahara's making a mistake then, right? By playing c4, e6, if he doesn't want to play this. Well, he's played the other variation against me a lot. c4, knight f6, knight c3, e6. He keeps getting in trouble. So I guess he got sick of that. I'm torturing him with the flank openings. f7 is weak now. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, it's your move. My bad. I did that at Hastings. I just tried to make 2 moves in a row. See? And I'm not right. I don't know. It was a tough weekend. Long poker. Ish. Almost feels like there's like move tactic here. Bishop takes h7. I'm sure h3 is normal. We could also do bishop e4. Bishop e4 num num. Bishop e4 c6. Knight d5, pawn d5, bishop c2. That's entirely lame. So you have to play h3. Oh, this is where you do bishop takes h7. Sometimes that shit works. Like bishop h5, bishop h7. It happened to me in the Caro Khan. Bishop h5, bishop h7 check, king h7, knight g5 check, bishop g5, queen h5 check. He goes there, I sack a piece. Oh, he's just a chicken. He's a chicken and he's gonna suffer for being a chicken now. How much do chickens suffer? Bishop c4 is really dangerous too. Damn. He can play bishop c4, knight f6, I guess. I have an active position though. Oh no, I totally missed that move. What is that move? For crying out loud, man. You like... You're gonna lose a pawn? Snap. Decision. Knight. Yeah, knight c6, I know. Practical player doesn't care. It's just a pawn, and he has chances to draw. Reasonable. Can't say I expected you to take with the queen. But it has its benefits. No? I'm just not interested in games today, sorry. I played a crazily dubious one in the last one against Arsenal, and the others were kind of boring. Boring or dubious. Those are the two options we have today. Damn, this could get dangerous. There's always the back rank mate. You almost refuted my sack. Alright, I take it back. That would have been interesting. It was the fact that I was distracted. Actually, the position was interesting. So we had an interesting position with the repunch. When I sacrificed a piece. But it all just like exploded when I started getting pissed off. Yes, yes. F7. G2. Can somebody give me like a sledgehammer to bang on my head? Aspie, do you have a spare? Does someone have an extra sledgehammer I can hit myself with? If something pisses me off, obviously the point is to, like, you know, remind me about it and keep going with it. No, I like to repress my anger. Drinking water is very important, Repunch. Gotta get, you know, good for the body. Kidneys, gotta get the toxins and the salt, you know, too much salt in the body. Not good. Drinking water is very important. Dude, I was thinking like Chinese chess is basically over. We had this whole generation of aspiring Chinese chess players. And because of the global political situation now, they're shutting down everything. I mean, some billionaire now can't get his money out of his like Chinese investment funds. They're freezing people's assets. You know, it's like the Chinese chess players. I mean, the growth of chess is done. And it's going to be like, the more China closes down to the outside, you're not going to see any, you know, any rising in Chinese chess anymore. It's basically, the ones that are out there will remain, but as far as being, you know, a rising power in chess, China's done. That's over. You're not allowed to travel. You'll get arrested if you say the wrong thing. You can't invest in China anymore because they'll just keep your money. So, India is the the biggest promise in chess, and probably the United States. Various Hungary's dead. All right, what do we got? Another pawn. Chinese assisted chess. It's hard to play when you're not allowed to leave the country. You know what I mean? Obviously, COVID didn't help things, but there was such a positive moment there, for a while. And it looked like, they used to even have Hungarian players coming here to Budapest. Hungarian players. I tell you, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm having like a mental breakdown. They started having like Hungarian players coming here to Hungary. Saying shit like that. What is wrong with me? We had Chinese players that used to participate in the tournaments in Budapest. Not just the ones getting kidnapped. Now Western billionaires are just not allowed to withdraw their funds. That's great. Then why would anyone invest in your country? Oh, it's not blocked. You just have to answer like 300 questions about where your money is, where's it going. You can take your money out. Just have to answer this 300-page subpoena. No, the world is changing. It looked like China would become a chess superpower, but that's not going to happen. Bishop e5. It's time for cheapos. Well, I mean, Hu Yifan is okay. She's like studying, or was, something outside of chess, I think. So that's like a kind of, personal decision on her part, I guess. But maybe, I don't know, does she like live in China anymore? She's studying outside of China? You're such a cheapo artist. She played here. I wasn't here. I missed Hu Yifan when she was in Budapest. She played a few tournaments here. She missed me. Alright. No. There's more to life than chess, I guess, is what it shows. Which I respect, that's fine. Keep aiming for cheapos. Bowling for dollars. Does cheapo work yet? Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. It almost works. Oh, she's in China. Jeez. I mean, the problem is, when you're like, you can't become a dissident because then they take your family hostage or something. I mean, it's not so easy as just leaving. When you live in China or Iran or Russia, whatever, now. they'll just like, you know, blackmail you or something. Like in the good old Soviet days. So even if you wanted to leave, like, you couldn't. It's like Hotel California. You can do anything but criticize the Prime Minister, Ripunj. So almost anything. Almost. Don't say anything bad about the Prime Minister. Or don't make a documentary about him. Did I blunder? Did I blunder yet? Wait, what? Yeah. I don't know enough about Indian politics to get literally involved in that. Alright, Miro is a subscriber. He's back. We're streaming till 11:30. No, I mean, you know, okay, India is a democracy. Could it slide into like a dictatorship type of situation? Well, even the United States can become a dictatorship. But I know that democracy is probably better for chess. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing here. The opposition parties are always too weak. I'm playing the Benoni against you. What is this? This is not a Benoni. Okay. It's the Schmid Benoni. It is technically a Benoni. All politicians, right? There are no good politicians. No. No, I'm not going to get involved. We're not going to talk anymore about serious stuff today. That should be the new rule. Like, no serious conversations on Monday. That tricky BBC. I mean, it's tricky. I don't know, man. The British, like, conquered the Indian state, and now we're supposed to respect their media or something. It's a tricky relationship. I don't know enough about Indian history, but it's a relief that it's still a democracy, the biggest democracy in the world. Everywhere else is going, you know, going south. It's the same in America, Ripunj. People just like make up their credentials. Or they just lie about their credentials and act like it's totally normal. They're like lying about what they studied in college, or if they even went to college or not, or studied at all. It's all about money. But I don't know, I couldn't focus well today. Focus on the chess. H5. I mean, G5. G5, bishop G3, knight H5. Pawn takes pawn. Knight takes. Is this horrible? Terrible? Delicious? That's what Ganguly's stepdad said. That was funny. Horrible, terrible, delicious? He was a funny guy. When we played in Szeged with Ganguly years ago, his stepfather was a real character. I think it was his stepfather. I don't remember now. He was a really hysterical guy. Everything is before you. Cigarette and coke market has gone down drastically in these 3 years. I don't know, man. Everybody smokes cigarettes in Hungary. It must have like the highest rate of smoking in the world, in the Western world. I swear, like 80% of the population smokes. I mean, I'm a former smoker, so we're the worst. But man, everyone in Budapest smokes. It's gross. All right. You can't walk down the street without breathing somebody's cigarette. We have very bad air pollution, not as bad as India, but the worst in Europe, I think. Somewhere I read. I don't think that's caused by the cigarettes. Bishop H2. Well, I guess that's it. Coke as in cocaine or Coca-Cola? Greedy, greedy. Wow. Well, what you gonna do here? Interesting position, actually. I can't believe what the world has come to. This ridiculous war. It's not even war. They laughed at the foreign minister of Russia somewhere where he claimed the Ukrainians attacked Russia. People will believe anything, man. The Ukrainians attacked Russia. This is... They'll literally, try to say anything. They actually laughed at him on the stage or whatever. It's embarrassing, man. Alright, I'm gonna take this. This is like Donald Trump, man. He'll just say anything. Like, everything he says is a lie. And there's still these people who believe it. It's like ridiculous. Almost everything he says is a lie. Every sentence that comes out of his mouth is a lie. I was checking Facebook. You guys know who Lev Albert is? That old grandmaster who used to play the Alyekins defense? He's a huge snake oil salesman. I never liked him. He's pretty old now, but he's like a staunch right-wing I didn't realize he's like a staunch right-wing Trump supporter. Of course. God, the guy is such a scumbag. Unbelievable. I didn't realize. He said the next president will be Donald or Ron. How can you, like, you know, immigrate to the United States and at this point, try to defend staying there and supporting the war against Ukraine and Donald Trump, and I don't know, man, it's so sick. But I always thought he was a scumbag. All he's about is like marketing his books, overcharging for lessons, overcharging for everything. He's like the ultimate snake oil salesman. He was a good player, but I mean, not like his reputation makes him look. It's basically kind of like the model for Delugi. God, I had no idea though how opinionated. He wrote this like Facebook post where he was like gushing about Sinkfield's wife and the great Senator Josh Hawley or something. I was like, dude, of course he must love the people in St. Louis. The great Senator Josh Hawley was there. When you get really old, people get foggy-headed and they don't know what they're talking about. Maybe he's just so old that he's not lucid or something. I don't know, man. St. Louis is the perfect place for him, but he lives in Manhattan. Famous for charging like a ridiculous rate for lessons. And he probably just teaches like rich people. He like only teaches people who are wealthy, like Republicans or something. It's so sick. Yeah, that guy is really disgusting. It's unbelievable. He actually graduated from an Ivy League university, writing his thesis about some kind of right-wing shit. I think a lot of really old people just are kind of out of touch with reality. Even without dementia, they're just, and it causes an increase in dementia. I mean, if you're isolated, you're not socializing as much as you used to. You don't have outside viewpoints. I mean, you don't see enough, viewpoints from outside. So I thought I would sack the exchange here. This is kind of a bullshit. What age do people get worse at chess? Alright, what am I doing? I'm laughing with you, not at you. I don't know, but I'm already there. For sure. I don't think it's a one-size-fits-all answer. I don't think an honest person would use the scummy kind of snake oil sales marketing that Lev Albert used throughout his career. It's really not surprising to see his viewpoints. So the exchange. To the exchange. I was honestly worried about knight h5. But this is probably not a bad move either. So f5 or e6. How am I going to get rid of that knight, for example? That's a good question. I'm in big trouble here. Resub for 47 months is like 47 gifted subs. Who's 47 months? Ability seems to increase until about age 26. No. Who's that crap written by? Yeah, Bishop e6 was a really serious option. I mean, I personally feel like I didn't start declining until like 35. But I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. Like declining physically, mentally, emotionally. What are we talking about here? Bishop f7. Now he's correcting his mistake. Stamina. Why are you down in exchange? So materialistic view of chess. Okay. We could play bishop h8. I could play bishop h5. It's a tough decision. I suspect that I'm lost here. Never get married when you're 21. Rockport just destroyed his career with that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Boy, oh boy. You meant to put up question mark. Next game with Suvic, question mark? Oh no. The cube. Cube tube. Welcome to Cube Tube. No way. The Cube Tube? You guys like Tetris? No way. There's more to life than chess. Nah, it was cheap. I was totally lost. But interestingly, I'm never like outrageously lost, just totally lost. Like it was playable for a blitz game. Surprisingly, after knight d5, I'm actually equal. Wow. Yeah, you were supposed to play knight h5, which you stumbled upon the right plan, and you basically wasted time. How's this position ever happened? So like bishop g5 just isn't a serious move. So g5, okay, bishop g3. And this is tough. I don't know what to do here. Honestly, I thought about bishop takes c3, but the problem is you're going to open up the king side with e5 later. I mean g3. E takes d5. Whoa, I never even considered this. Wow. Giving up the bishop on c3. Jeez. Do I have to do that? I didn't want to do that. Did not want to do that. Yeah, he surprised me with this. That was pretty crazy, man. Obviously, I don't have to sack the exchange. This is being too fancy. What about bishop f5? What if I sack the exchange that way? That's also unsound. Yeah, it was too much. Cal Diamond. Subic of the closed Sicilian. Fame. Would I increase my coaching rates? I would go full Lev Albert and be like, I only teach rich people and you have to pay $300 an hour. It must be rewarding only teaching extremely wealthy people. Huh? Extra rewarding. Like, seek out rich people to teach chess to. Oh, he just played d3. Whoa. Probably I'm supposed to play like d4. It's the Bruce Pandolfini Susan Polgar Lev Albert style of chess coaching. The substance isn't better than any other good teachers. You just charge like 4 times more. Well, I guess if I was a GM, I would charge slightly more. Yes, but not that much. Something more. Try to make a living, but I never try to scam people. They're just scamming people. But it's no different, I guess, than like a luxury, department store that charges $500 for a pair of shoes that costs like $50 to produce. I mean, rich people are gonna pay like for stuff more than they need to. It's sort of stupid, but because they can. Because what else would you do with like billions of dollars? Interesting? Yes. It is. So what do we do? Thinking about a number between 1 and 17. Acerbate. You'll have to stop donating? Right. There. Why does that work? Should I say, how does that work? Well, knight f3. Yes, yes. Yeah, I didn't know he was like a bullet player. Since when? Interesting. So what are we gonna do? In this game? Survive the onslaught. What would Morphe do? Morphe wouldn't get in this situation. This is a Kramnik maneuver. Oh, that's what I was thinking. King f2. Morphe would have nothing to do with this position. This could never happen in a Paul Morphe game. That is not a possibility. Well, interesting thing, Move 11 said he talked to this grandmaster who told him that he played Shirov in the. A certain grandmaster who shall remain nameless said he played Shirov in the Bundesliga. I've never played Shirov, but I'm gonna go on a limb that he might like stare at the opponent like he's tall or something. I don't know. So this guy just decided he was never gonna look at him, like never looked up like during the entire game. And it worked. He like drew with black. But I don't know, man. That's kind of an uncomfortable way to go through the game. You know, feeling like you're afraid to look up at your opponent. I don't think I'd feel good about that. Orating like that. Occasionally, I will make eye contact with the opponent, but if you don't do it too much, it's okay. It's natural for it to happen once in a while. It's definitely not cool to like stare at people. Little kids do that sometimes because they don't know any better. But when adults do it, you know, it's like intentional. It's pretty, hey, Mr. Coffee, what's up? How's Phoenix? He had that move. Hooked on Phoenix. That must be a t-shirt you can buy in the... Get a Hooked on Phoenix shirt for Acerbate. Bishop takes f5. Oof. Wow. Is it time to go yet? Time gap. Why are you so conscious of that? You're too conscious of the time gap. You never listen, man. That would matter if it wasn't increment. But you got to make a differentiation between increment and non-increment. Position matters more than time. This is... You know when you like drive along the shoreline of the United States, the roads that are closest to the ocean will have this sign like flood route or whatever. Like, this is the road you're supposed to take if there's flooding or like a coastal storm. That was the plan. If the pawn storm started on the king side, you've got to use the flood route to go to the other side. All plans are in place to implement flood route emergency. Emergency crews will be working in the area. I did not know that Anand graduated from engineering. Really? Yeah, but I mean, he's one of the most ridiculously talented players in history. He could probably have done like 4 other things as well. But not just educated. I mean, he's extremely brilliant. Extremely. He must have a photographic memory, no? I mean, that's what I heard. He's like a freaking encyclopedia. I never met him personally. Yeah, that's very cool to get to play him in a simul. He seems like one of the most likable players. We have just time for one more game. I have 3 challenges: Digital Mindset, Veshvantahari, and Adam Smith. But since these players are not subscribers, I'll just take the first one. When did Anand have time to... Dude, he like beats world-class grandmasters without even like blinking an eye. He probably like... Yeah, when did he have time to go to school? Well, he wasn't like a super young... You know, he wasn't a prodigy like Pragnanandha or something. Where he was like 2 and he started playing... Isn't that the case? Like they say that Pragnanandha... He seriously started playing chess at 2? Dude, that's ridiculous. That's going too far. Sorry. I'm sure that's a little much. Alright. There are some reasons to still go with the flood route program here. But I think we're alright. I don't recommend starting chess at the age of 2. Playing with the pieces and like putting them in your mouth or something. That's one thing. You know, like 5 is okay. I mean... Alright. Bishop takes f3, knight f5. Speaking of 5. Or... I could just retreat the bishop, which was the original plan in the first place. Still. Bishop f3, knight f5, queen f6. We have that for whatever it's worth. At Ripley. Ripley, believe it or not. Ripley's Believe It or Not. This could get a little unpleasant. Better get some sandbags for that coastal flood route. A little uncomfortable. This suit is a little tight. Now bishop g4, not at all what I expected. We started the evacuation. Remember to begin evacuation procedures in a timely manner. Do not panic. I mean, this is good, right? That we're keeping him honest on the queen side. That's key. Mistress Coffee. Chess is his mistress. Chess. Oops. Damn it. I missed the whole point. Chess is my wife. Oh man. He missed bishop d7. What am I going to do? Knight f4 check? Has never gotten banned. No. He has been timed out a couple times. There has been the odd timeout. That's what I'm saying, like, Arsenal fan, he's not banned, he's having a long timeout, Mr. Coffee. Yo, you weren't here for that. What's the first thing we do? The first rule of Chess Stream is you don't push my buttons on Mondays. Right? You know that. Yeah, believe it or not, Repunch, I'm sure like a lot of people have never been timed out. It's not that difficult, you know? It's funny. This is a weird position. I did the wrong rook. The wrong rook move? It doesn't matter. What am I doing? You have that? Oh no. That sucks. Alright. Why is my king paralyzed? Whoa. I don't like that move. What does that do? It's a tough game. Dude, that's horrible. That's horrible. Nakamura beat Anand 8-2. That's a disgrace for Anand. Should be more competitive than that. But I mean, all those games are like recently or what? 99 of them were played like in the last 5 years or something. Yeah, I understand, but I mean, honestly, Anand, you know, he's he's much older than, so it's not like it's an equivalent. Much older than Hikaru. It's not really fair to compare them. Since Anand was like playing for the World Championship when Nakamura was like a baby, practically. But okay. Not big on resigning. Are you sure you're not related to Ripunj? It's a lot of pawns. That was a tough game. That took what's left of my energy. Digital mindset. That's a strong player. Oh well. Alright. Bishop f5 saved me from a kingside attack. But I was already planning my escape. I don't know, king f2 seemed premature to me. b3 is an odd move. Never faced that to my memory, but thanks everyone for playing. I gotta go. This is the last game for today, unfortunately. Sorry, Adam. Or Adam. Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, that's crazy right there, right? I mean, the fact that Hikaru's score is better than Magnus's, it's weird. Like, what's that about? You know, it doesn't make sense. I mean, a non-score against Magnus is better than it is against Hikaru. What's that about? That doesn't make sense. Something psychological? I have a better score against Hikaru than Anand, probably. Around the same, I guess, actually. Statistically. Percentage-wise. No, mine's not better. I have 1 out of 3. If you count Blitz, I have 1.5 out of 5. White's playing way too fast. Not my circus. Not my monkeys. It's a weird approach by White. I mean, he's got a strong rating, but didn't react well to the Alia hint. Take. What do I do? Unfortunately, pawn takes pawn, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4. I have that. Wait, we have to keep calculating. What was that? A donation from Falk Beer. Thank you. Peter Falk. Peter Falk. A Falk Miksha Utsa. What does Falk mean? I don't speak German. Ernst. Good to see you. Kroll Powell. Good to see you. There was there's like a correspondence player with that name. No? Kroll? It's not you, is it? I finished last in the tournament. Dude, whatever. Unfortunately, you finished last in the tournament. I never finished last in the US Championship, man. There were like 64 players, and I played twice. And you know, you're whatever you're searching with must not show all the players. I must just be at the bottom of the list. There's like another page of players or something. Yeah. Shabalov won the US Championship, but that's weird. I never played Hikaru in the US Championship. See, that's really screwed up. Your info is not good, dude. We can't trust Ripunj. We have to fact check everything he says. First of all, I never played Hikaru in the US Championship. It's like fact checking Donald Trump's speeches or something. Not reliable at all. That's crazy. Both times I played in the US Championship, I finished in the middle of the pack. I think once I had... No, I think like both times I had 50% or something. I can't play, I have to go. Time to go. Join us another time. What are we doing? E5? I can't calculate. We should just do a string where we don't calculate. Just intuition only. I know that's what most people do in like Bullet and Blitz, but I try to be principled. No, chessgames.com is terrible. Terrible site. And I would only use it in a last resort. They have like all kinds of ads on that. It's horrible. If you try to like use that site, you're just bombarded with pop-ups and oh my god. Phew, that's like the worst chess site ever. If you have no other access to a chess database, then at least use like chess 365 chess or something like that. That's weird. Andrianov was in that tournament? I can't remember. So do we play knight takes e5? Or bishop takes e2? Unfortunately, I think I just have compensation for the pawn. Probably not more than that. This was probably a mistake. Yeah, it's possible. But bishop takes e2. Wait a minute. Bishop takes e2 was my plan. Okay, I almost forgot my own plan. I don't even know my own plan, actually. You found a book. Of course, dude. I've been playing chess since 1986. If I didn't have a few games that are in books, I'd be in trouble. Oh no. I have this? What? Oh, okay. Episode 149. Perpetual podcast or something? Yeah, Hungaski's interesting. He seems like a thoughtful player. I heard he actually studied a little bit with Lombardi before he died. The Hungaski is an interesting guy because he also doesn't live in the United States all the year. He lives in Argentina. He grew up, yeah, in both Argentina and the United States. So that gives you a really unique opportunity to learn from two different cultures. Podcast is not a book. Yeah, if you could translate the book to translate the podcast. We're up a piece now. Well, apparently it is a book now. Digital copyright laws don't get a lot of love in India, from my experience. I remember all the Indian players have like the chess informant like illegally copied, or they used to. Probably nobody uses informants anymore. In the old days, they would bring like black market encyclopedias to the chess tournament. Ripunj was just saying like chess books are hard to get or something. Turned it into a book. Robert has been a resident GM at the Republican Chess Club in St. Louis several times. The Honorable Josh Hawley. No, Hungaski seems like a nice guy. You know about a lot of players. I'm out of touch, really. Pretty out of touch. in actuality. This is a long game. I'm late for my nap time. Yeah, there's a famous baseball player. I don't know. Well, not famous, really. There's a baseball player with the same name. I think there may actually be a young pro basketball player with my name as well. Surprisingly common name for an uncommon name. Surprisingly common, uncommon name. This is like acerbate. You're going full acerbate. Herbert. No relation to me directly. Herbie the Love Bug. Did White miss a big opportunity in this game? Bishop takes e2. No, he has to take back, huh? Bishop takes e2, queen e2. And then it's like probably compensation for pawn. Cheese calm. Chesscom. Otherwise known as the evil chess site. I have an inactive account there. I never play there for many reasons. Mainly because I hate the site, but other than that, it's great. Alright. The H-pawn cometh. Alright, acerbate. You better train him in his Google searches or whatever. Good game. Opening was funny. I think my E5 might be a mistake. Let's see. Oh, he took with the knight, right? I was worried about pawn takes. Apparently it's no good. I can take on d4. Okay. Knight takes. Knight d5 was a blunder. Wow, I can take on f3. Take on f3, take on f3, take on c4. Take on d4. And I... How does that work? But anyway. I just did this. Play knight e3. And e5. e5 is a draw. That's the problem. Wow, even knight takes c6 is okay. Crazy, dude. He has to sack the exchange. Yeah, this was my first reaction. You still could sack the exchange. You have 2 pawns for the exchange. I thought it was better for black, but the computer thinks that white is okay here. surprisingly. You can sort of block the C file. Not so easy for black. 100 bits for beer. From Falk beer. Exactly. From beer, for beer. And that's basically, you know, a quarter of a beer. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Good game. We'll see you on Tuesday night for our Fast Rapid tournament. Fast Rapid. Don't forget. I'll see you all later. Thanks, Mr. Coffee, for stopping by. We missed you last night. Oh, knight c8. I have c5 I can take right away, yeah. So you'd have to prepare that. Alright, laters. Bye-bye.